Hi, and welcome to This Week in East Brunswick, the township's own news and information program. Today we'll learn a little about the wildlife in our town with New Jersey Deputy Conservation Officer Vic Romatowski and East Brunswick Park Ranger Patty Casper. We'll watch as teenagers examine the problems they encounter through improvisational theater, part of the Youth Commission's observance of Youth Week. Rich Fittemont, Superintendent of the Middlesex County Utilities Authority, will explain recent improvements to the Edgeboro Landfill. Our regular features will include how to trim an Espalier tree from Pegi House, a constitutional comment from Matt Baumwell, a humorous look at a current library display, information on consumer credit from Adrian Eisner, and our Township Council review. First, a look at next week on Channel 8. Monday at 10 a.m., it's aerobics and exercise from Lenore Kulik on Look Great, Feel Great, followed at 10:30 by stories from the library. Tuesday at 7 p.m., it's In Print from the Beverly Hills Library. Then at 7:30, Let's Talk Health with Ken Shalhoub concentrates on the Association for Retarded Citizens and its corporate support from J&J. At 8 p.m., Paul Hansen brings you financial information on you and your money, followed at 8:30 by Business Bylines with host John Runyon discussing Route 18 improvements. Wednesday at 7:30, Spotlight on Education with Dr. Joseph Sweeney deals with the topic of effective schools, while 18, Growing Up in East Brunswick, discusses teen stress at 8. At 7:30 Thursday, Psychology in Action, produced by Store Cable, deals with anger, and we'll be back next Thursday at 7 and 8 with an all-new This Week in East Brunswick. Now let's join Vic Romatowski and Patty Casper at the Nature Center.
Hi, I'm Vic Romatowski, Deputy Conservation Officer with the State of New Jersey's Division of Fish and Game.
My name is Patty Casper, and I'm a park ranger for the Township of East Brunswick.
We have a few things that we'd like to discuss for a few minutes, if we may. Basically, what it concerns is the wildlife in our area.
Now that the spring months are here, you're going to be going out and enjoying the weather and enjoying the trees and woods and everything. You may happen upon some young wildlife, whether, you'll see it falling out of a nest, rabbits, young rabbits in the grass or something. Don't try to save them. Don't try to take them out of their wild habitat. This is where they belong. If you come upon a bird that is next to a tree, look up. You'll probably see its nest somewhere, and you could replace the bird in that nest. Don't worry about getting your scent on it, because the mother will still come and take care of it. Rabbits, you could just leave them there too, because their mother is probably watching nearby, making sure that they'll be okay. Don't worry about trying to save them and take care of them, and that they look so helpless and all. They'll make okay on their own.
The basic thing that you really have to remember is that the wildlife already is in their environment. You're not, and to bring them from their environment into your home would be like trying to force you to live outdoors your entire existence. It just doesn't work that way. These animals aren't orphaned. They're strictly momentarily misplaced, or they're just being curious like your youngsters would be. What we're asking you to do is just enjoy them for a few minutes and then turn around and walk away. If you do have any questions about any of the wildlife that's out there that you feel may be stranded or in need of some help, you can contact either the East Brunswick Police Department Animal Control Officer, or you can contact the Division of Fish and Game. Sometimes the answers you get might not be exactly what you're looking for. You might find us strictly telling you, well, then leave the animal there and it'll fend for itself. Other times you'll find people coming out to take care of the problem. What you feel as being right might not necessarily be that way. But we as professionals have been trained to understand the way of the wildlife, and that's what we respect. Above all else, we'll respect the wildlife and the life that's out there for them to enjoy. Enjoy them and try not to handle them, and we'll all get along a lot better. Okay. These are baby horn owls. They've been displaced through an act of nature when their nest was blown apart in a high pine tree in another town nearby. They're being raised by the local vet out at Cranberry Road, Cranberry Veterinary Hospital, and they're under the care of Dr. Andre out there and the staff at the Cranberry Veterinary Hospital. In a little while, they'll be returned back to their natural habitat. Right now, they're about 6 weeks old. The strange things with the owls are they don't sleep all the time in the daytime like people think. They travel mostly at night because that's when it's safe for them to do so. They'll eat their own weight in mice in about a week. They're rodent killers, and they hunt and kill with extreme proficiency. Now these little guys, as you can see, they're just starting to lose their little white down feathers. Soon they'll be completely brown, and they'll be taking off to their own area to establish their own hunting grounds. This is a male and a female. They probably won't stay together for their entire lives, but will head off in their own directions. They're called horn owls because of the little appendages on the top of their heads. Those aren't their ears, those are just little feather fluffs. And another thing with an owl is that the owl cannot spin its head completely around in a circle. That only happens on cartoons. While it can go, for the most part, what seems to be a complete circle, it's really not happening that way. The owl's ears are located on either side of its head, back here, as I said, not up above. They might be a little squinty right now because of the bright sunlight, which is another reason why the owls will hunt mostly at night. Their vision is somewhat obscured during the daytime. Also, other local birds, blue jays, blackbirds, crows, will group up in large numbers and attack the owl. But right now, like I said, we said earlier, it's springtime. And this is the type of wildlife that we'll be encountering out there, along with deer fawns and things like that. Let them alone. Let them be as beautiful as they are. Man can't make anything like that, but we can enjoy it. So enjoy it, and they'll be with us a long, long time. Thank you.
Why I Love My Library Card by Sarah Paulson. I love my library card because it makes all the books in the library be mine. But since I can't read them all at once, I take them out one at a time, and sometimes 7 at a time, and sometimes less, and sometimes more. The thing I like best about my library card is that it is mine, and I can visit the books anytime I have time.
Hi, I'm Dolly Bastia, and this is a very special week in East Brunswick. It has been designated by Mayor Fox as Youth Week. And I'm sitting here with Elliott Taubenslag. We're in the East Brunswick Library, and there's a very special program on tonight. Elliott, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's very similar to the program we gave last year, which was kind of appreciated by the people who were here, the parents that were here, and some of the people who saw it on TV. And what we did, and what we're going to do tonight, is examine some of the problems that teenagers have, or just maybe not even problems, but some concerns, or some of the issues that parents and teenagers have to work with daily. Some of them are crucial, some of them are not so crucial, but at the moment they seem devastating, and how am I going to get through the next day? What we would like to do is have a discussion about these things, and the whys and wheres, and what do you think we could do about solving these for other people.
Now, this is sponsored by the Youth Commission, which is headed by Edith Gutman.
Right.
And let's see, you have your high school improv group with you tonight, correct?
Well, they're students of my class, and we do so much improvisational work as well as scene work.
Elliott, working
class.
with you is improv enough.
Yes.
Anyway, also, from what I understand, experts from the police and the mental health community and so on will be here also
Oh, good.
to
I
work as
need
a
someone.
panel. You need all the
I need
help
all
you
of them.
can get, that's true. Do they really hope to set up a dialogue between parents and teens tonight, or to get some emotion going that way?
Well, that's what our aim is. We'd like to really have viewpoints from the parents as well as students as to, hey, what do we do with these issues? And we have probably some parents of younger children here tonight who might be interested in seeing what they can expect.
Well, you know, all our youth, it's really very special, and you're a very special person, and the Youth Commission who work very hard to get these events going. So I'm going to let you take off on this, and I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, sure. I'm going to start with something we experimented with in our classroom. We had a situation where 2 students were very, very depressed, and how they solved their problem. Okay, David, Tammy, let's see what you're doing.
I'm Tammy and that's David. depressed. I have to tell you something. Listen to this. Okay, this morning when I was in commercial art class, okay, I went in there and I sat down, you know, it was like a Monday and I didn't really want to go to class, but I had to anyway. So I went in and my teachers told me I had to mat this project. Usually when I mat a project, I use one layer of glue and then I stick something on it. But, you know, he says that you should use 2 layers of glue because then it sticks together like for a long time. So today, me being stupid as I am, there's 2 layers of glue, okay? But I did it crooked, and it stuck together crooked, and I had to rip it apart. It was like, it came out so bad. So lost. But, you know, if I go in tomorrow and I rip it off, and I redo it, it'll look a lot better. And
look, I don't know what's going to go on now.
And then in the white places, I can use a black marker and fill it in.
That'll be good.
That'll be great.
That's a really good idea.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks
David.
a lot,
I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
No, Grandma. I don't want to eat. No, I'm not going to come down for dinner. I'm just depressed, you know. I've been having a lot of problems, so, you know, just don't want to eat or anything. I don't want to talk about it, okay? Grandma, you're the 5th person today to ask me what happened between me and Lori. Things are fine, okay? Okay? Things are fine. Just leave me alone. Grandma, wait a minute. Remember when I told you things were going well between me and her? I lied. I thought things were going okay. Things were great. She broke up with me last week, and it's been really tough to live with. I don't know how to explain it, you know? Things were going so well. One minute we're happy, one minute things are going to go great. And the next minute, she dumped me. She said it's over with. Only now I realize what I did. You see, I pushed her, Grandma. I pushed her. I pushed her into a commitment that she didn't want. And I knew that she didn't want the commitment, but you see, I pushed because I was happy being with her. And I didn't know what to do, you know? I didn't even realize I was even doing it myself. And I did. I was thinking of my happiness and not hers. And I think that's where I went wrong. I was getting so attached. Now that she broke up with me, I'm so hurt. And I feel like I can never look at another person again, or even try and be with someone knowing that what I've done was wrong, you know? Oh yeah, easy for you to say, how do you know how I feel when you've never been through this before? Oh, you have, huh? It hurts, do you know? Do you know how much this hurts me? It hurts so much, and I don't even know what to do. You're right. You are right about that. You have to believe in yourself. You just have to realize this person's never coming back no matter what you did. And you just have to go on and just say, hey, look, you know, next time things will be different. You're right. And I will go on.
Hello, my name is Matthew Baumwell. I'm a 9th grader at Churchill Junior High School, and I will be presenting you with this week's comment on the Constitution. My topic is your right to protest. When we hear about rights granted to us by the Constitution, we would think of an adult's rights, not those of a child. We, the student body of East Brunswick, or any other city, county, state, or anywhere in this great country, have a very important right. The freedom to protest, it's a very important right. People hearing about forms of protest would think of foul mouths, anger, riots, and picketing, but that isn't true. In the case between John and Mary Beth Tinker versus Des Moines Independent School District, the student body wore black armbands to protest the Vietnamese War. The school board suspended them for this. The court decided that this form of protest was legal because it was done in a calm and orderly fashion. To think that we got these rights from a group of men who created this country's Constitution really amazes me. They formed a judicial system which is still in effect today. Thank you.
My name is Rich Fittemont. I'm superintendent for the Middlesex County Utilities Authority, in charge of operations at the Edgeboro Landfill. The authority took over operations here January 4th, 1988. We've been involved in some improvements to the landfill, which include waste inspections, the additions of flares to the landfill, and also trying to get a handle on some recyclables situation throughout the county. As far as the waste inspections are concerned, the authority presently has an inspection program which we have inspectors out in the field ensuring that only Middlesex County waste is brought to the landfill. As far as the installation of the flares are concerned, the authority, in an effort to eliminate odors being emitted from the landfill, installed additional flares to the landfill. There was one presently in operation installed by Edgeboro Disposal. Since we've been in operation, one was added, and shortly a third one will be added. With regard to the recyclables, our waste inspectors are also trying to get a good handle of the enforcement by the towns of recyclables coming into the landfill and getting them out of the waste stream. It's a pretty important concern of ours in order to try and reduce the amount of waste coming into the landfill. Since the MCUA took over the landfill, there's been a significant reduction in the volume of trucks coming into Edgeboro. We went down from approximately 1,200 trucks a day down to 400 trucks a day. And we expect, with recyclables and whatnot to be eliminated from the waste stream, this could go down even further.
Hi, this is Pegi Ballister-Howells, your Middlesex County agricultural agent. And it's a beautiful spring day, and here I am out here in the backyard on a ladder next to this Espalier Rose of Sharon. Now, an Espalier is a plant that's grown flat up against a wall or a fence, and the idea is to have it grow only in the plane of the wall it's up against. There's a number of reasons that you could do that. One is it certainly saves a lot of space. Another thing is it's protected from wind and can often allow plants that are not hardy in an area to grow there, such as fruit trees, or I'm going to try to grow a camellia in another spot this year. But this is a Rose of Sharon, and the main reason it's here is to save space. It's been here for 4 or 5 years now and is beginning to get large. I chose this particular plant because it is hardy and it doesn't get a lot of sun in this spot. It gets a lot of shade, as a matter of fact. But you can see these are the seed pods, and it produced a fair number of flowers last year. Now we're going to prune off these seed pods and try to keep the branches growing outwards. Now you can see, like right here, that this branch is held in place with a nail. So we have to prune off the branches we don't want and put a few nails in to hold the branches in place that we want to keep. So anything that would be growing outward, such as this, we would want to take off. And anything growing in a way that wouldn't agree with the design, since we're trying to have the branches grow outward, would also have to come off. Now, way up top, you can see it's getting quite tall. And this is the new growth from last year, and this hasn't been pruned or shaped at all. So we just want to decide which of these branches we want to keep and prune off the rest. Now, this is the leader, which is headed right up to the point of the garage, so we want to leave that one. This one, I think, we'll keep, and I think we'll be able to keep this one too. So off comes this one, and this one, and I think we'll keep the rest. Now, I'm going to make sure that stays straight. You want to bend these down a bit so that they hold the branch in place. That one should do. And then another one for up here. That should hold those two. And now we have the branches trained for next year. And it should produce flowers in the summer. We'll prune off these, and we're in good shape for this espalier to grow for the 1988 season. We'll see you next week in my backyard.
To buy or not to buy, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous salesmen, or, armed with the truth in lending act, oppose them. To die, to sleep. To sleep perchance, to buy a mattress. Ah, there's the rub. The next time you have a gripe about a defective product, plan to make an expensive purchase, or use a service, be sure to stop first at the library. Here you'll find a variety of consumer guides highlighted this month on the display cubes. We have a large selection of pamphlets supplied by the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office, as well as books for borrowing. There are also many consumer magazines available. Ask for them at the reference desk. Here at the library, our best customer is an educated consumer.
Hello, and welcome to Consumer Aware. I'm Adrienne Eisner, Director of the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. Although credit bureaus and their chief product, credit reports, play a crucial role in the lives of most Americans, few of us know much about either one until we've lost out on a rental apartment or been denied a credit card, auto loan, mortgage, or insurance because of a negative credit report. Credit bureaus are clearinghouses for information on consumers' credit use. They keep records and report them. They do not make recommendations or decisions as to whether credit should be granted. The credit reports show credit grantors such as banks, consumer finance companies, and credit card companies how you have met credit obligations in the past. These reports will follow you everywhere, affecting your ability to obtain credit. There are three kinds of information contained in a credit report: personal data, your credit repayment record, and public records. Merchants and other creditors provide data on your bill-paying habits to credit bureaus. They must indicate the type account, whether it is joint or individual, how long you've had it, whether it has been paid as agreed, and the amount of the monthly payments. A credit report also includes information from public records concerning court judgments, tax liens, foreclosures, litigation, and bankruptcies, any situations that may affect your ability to meet your financial obligations. Creditors must report information on joint accounts in the names of both spouses. According to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, if you are denied credit because of information in a report, the lender must provide the name and address of the credit bureau that supplied it. Credit bureaus are required to tell you what is in your file free of charge if you request it within 30 days of the credit turndown. The report could contain inaccuracies. For instance, maybe your report turns up missing, although you've used credit for years, or your name was misspelled and therefore misfiled, or information on you has been filed under someone else's name. If you challenge an item, the credit bureau must investigate. If the information is incorrect or cannot be verified, it must be deleted. If the reinvestigation doesn't resolve the situation to your satisfaction, you may file your side of it in 100 words or less. This would be included in any future reports. Any adverse information can remain in your file up to 7 years, after which it must be removed. Bankruptcy reports are filed for 10 years. If you have any further questions or need any additional information on consumer-related problems, please call us at the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. We are located in the municipal building, and our hours are from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Our telephone number is 390-6954. Thank you for joining me on Consumer Aware. See you again next time.
Monday's council action meeting started off on a light note. Mayor William Fox presented high school students in John Calamano's IPPL class with the resolution honoring their first prize in a statewide competition. The class now goes to Washington, D.C. to compete nationally in the Bicentennial of the Constitution competition. And the council adopted an ordinance which changes certain requirements for highway commercial development. Township planner Leslie McGowan summarized the changes. She says the new zones requires any highway commercial development to be built on a lot at least 40,000 square feet. It also allows developers to provide less parking per square foot of building, as well as requires more landscaped green space than previous ordinances. McGowan says the changes bring the township more in line with modern standards. And the council approved an ordinance to amend the zoning code pertaining to senior citizen housing. The new law would allow the township to construct 80 units of senior citizens housing on 2.3 acres. McCowan told the council the change is necessary to go ahead with plans to build low-income senior housing on the land at New Brunswick Avenue and Ruse Lane. This amendment should be up for public hearing May 9th. And the township put off voting on the municipal budget for 1988 because of new funding for municipalities being discussed on the state level. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.